Omegadrip exclusives.
Okay.
Okay, it's your boy Omega. We back in here with another one. Y'all know what it is. Bossy YouTube, new voice of the street. Let's get it. So we're about to get into this whole 6ix9ine and Wack 100 interview, right? So everybody's been coming on Wack 100 over this whole interview with 6ix9ine. And this is where I'm at with this, right? Wack is somebody who comes from the mud. Alleged gang member, and everything else that comes with the streets, right? We all know that. Now, not too long ago, he said that he supports 6ix9ine, but then he broke down and explaining why he said he supports 6ix9ine. And this is where I already knew and I saw this interview coming, because he said that what he meant by supporting 6ix9ine was the fact that his kid is a 6ix9ine fan. And therefore, everything that his kid buys, his records, his merch, and everything else, he's paying for it because he supports his kid. So at the end of the day, he's supporting 6ix9ine. And that's what he meant when he said he supports 6ix9ine. Not that he supports the stuff 6ix9ine does, because he does an interview with 6ix9ine doesn't mean he supports anyone snitching or anything like that, right? And this is where people get confused, because my son, right? He's been dissing and coming at Wack 100 and a lot of people, like, oh, let's cancel 6ix9ine, a lot of people in the industry, like Meek Mills. And I get mad over this because you have a lot of people calling DJ Akademiks a snitch because he hangs with 6ix9ine, and calling people out who hangs or does interviews or does anything with 6ix9ine. But at the end of the day, Meek Mill's boss put a cartel away. She got her record expunged when Trump was able to pardon a few people right before he left office. So Meek Mills is coming around saying let's cancel 6ix9ine. He doesn't like him because he erratic. But yet his boss, the person who writes his checks, CEO or whatever, president of Rock Nation, they got to sit in meetings together. They got to eat lunch together, whatever it is. But Meek Mill's politics and works with a snitch. So what's the difference? This is why I get mad, because if you're going to do something one way, don't attack somebody else for doing something that you're doing. Don't cancel 6ix9ine, but then you baking bread with a rat and it's in your circle. You know what I mean? Like, don't do that. If you out of the streets and you're no longer doing illegal activity, you're a civilian. So at the end of the day, you shouldn't be worrying about what's going on in the streets as far as who's ratting or who's not ratting. If you don't deal with that and you don't support that, okay, that's your beliefs, is cool. Leave it alone. You don't have to associate with it. But don't attack somebody else because they're trying to make their lives better by, doing the podcast, doing journalists, doing interviews, and they want to interview somebody who's a rap. That's what comes with the job. If that's a story for you to tell, go right ahead, interview that person. Don't sit here and call somebody out. You know what I mean? That's just where I get mad. If you don't like it, okay, that's your choice, that's your opinion, that's okay. Respect somebody's point of view on something, but don't attack somebody else because they're doing something, and at the end of the day, that's what you're doing, because that's not cool. I don't see how you could be such a hypocrite where you're going to talk shit about somebody else, but yet you go back to your office or you go back to your studio and your boss put the cartel away back in 97 and 90 something, you know what I mean? Like, nah, she got to understand and put the whole cartel away. So she's a rat. She's a big rat, just as, if there's levels to this rat and shit or whatever the case may be. It doesn't matter if there is or not, okay. But she did the same thing 6ix9ine did. Just because we didn't hear about it doesn't mean she's not a rat, right? So this is why I get mad, because people do stuff like this. And like my son, for example, he likes to want to run around and do all this Black Lives Matter and protest and want people to do better things. And it's for the people, but yet you want to come and not Wack 100 for doing this interview. So how do you look? You're supposed to be wanting, the people to do better and not be against each other. But that's exactly what you're doing. When you're attacking Wack 100 for doing a job that comes with the job. He's not sitting up there eating with them or going out with them or doing anything that he socially wants to do with them. He's doing his job. He's doing an interview. And out of this interview, I'm pretty sure there's a lot of good things that are going to come out of it, because he can maybe ask the questions that can help some kids look at this and say, oh, man, I don't want to do that. I don't want to run with gangs. I don't want to do this, or I don't want to do that. We need to hear somebody from the streets interview 6ix9ine and get those answers and get those things. We got a lot of answers because he's done a lot of lies and explained why he did it. But there's things that we need to hear, and there's things that these kids need to hear that is going to help them maybe do or not do something that could maybe not have them go down that same route. You know what I mean? Don't have to put themselves in position where they're going to probably have to end up telling if they're not built like that. Whatever the case may be, but don't attack this man because he's doing an interview with somebody when that's his job. Is he telling? No. Okay, so then leave it alone. That's just where I'm at with that. And that's what makes me mad about people. They want to talk shit about people who do interviews with somebody who snitch. Who cares? You know what I'm saying? That's just where I'm at with it, because I'm pretty sure if half of these people could get the interview and it's going to get the bread they're going to get off this interview, they will do it. People talk a lot of shit, but when they're in that position, it's a whole different ballgame. And those will be the first ones to sit around and go tell. But anyways, I'm going to let y'all see a little bit, a little clips I got from this interview. Let me know what y'all think. Y'all know what it is, man. It's Bossy YouTube, new voice of the street. We taking over, man. And when I say we taking over, I don't mean it in a negative way. I mean like we ain't stopping. We bringing nothing but lit content. So if you're not subscribed, make sure you subscribe so you can be part of the team, join the movement. And if you are subscribed, make sure notifications is turned on so you don't miss something. Make sure you turn that notification on, man. You heard?
In the street life culture, and I see you with a picture with 6ix9ine, I was a little confused. So before I even start, can you unconfuse me and people like me?
Well, there's nothing to be confused about. I did an interview with 6ix9ine because that's what I wanted to do. They didn't reach to me; I reached to them. And music is music, and I think what happens, or what has happened, is